1 minute, the look on their faces are gorgeous, because 1 minute you're talking about a maybe the Baltimore Ravens making a touchdown, and the next minute I'm sitting there going, are you aware of the fact that 2 weekends ago, approximately 0330 hours, the motorcycle was taken out of your garage, placed into the back of a truck, pickup truck, 91 Ranger, and transported about approximately 5 miles above Baker's Ranch on the Forest Hill Road, highway, and brought back to your garage, delivered. That same 91 Ranger, without you knowing. It was 2 weeks ago, sir. Exactly 2 weekends ago. Have you had any knowledge of this? No? Well, that was us. We didn't take the Panhead, though. We took the Sportster. And then, what happened? I let Kenny, we got so high. We're down in Sacramento County. We're down in Sacramento Valley. And we got pretty high. We were in our 20s. And my buddy Kenny Z just got out of prison. Kenny spent probably his entire, once he started going from county to state prison, he I think from age 25 till he checked out a little early on at age 39, that motherfucker never got to be, he's gonna be forever young. He went to 39. That's when he OD'd on some pills. I thought he was gonna blow himself up or get killed, or somebody was gonna murder him finally, because Kenny wasn't afraid of shit. But it wasn't so much fearlessness as it was just, I'm not gonna say it, but so yeah, Kenny he spent probably from the age of 25 to 39, was that the last 14 years of his life. He probably spent, I'm thinking, if he was lucky, for the last 14 years of his life, he's probably spent, I'm guessing, no more than 60 days as a free roaming California citizen. No driver's license, sometimes no shoes, sometimes no pants, man. He got picked up on a parole violation because he was living behind a grocery store, major grocery chain, probably Safeway. And it was a Safeway. He was living behind Safeway out there in Auburn, California. And he said he got picked up on a parole because he'd show up for a while, give me a call. Hey man, I'm in town. That means I'm out of prison. And then let's party. Let's fucking do something. And I would either be like, fuck that, or depending on what frame of mind I'm in, what state of rehab I'm in. Now, I never didn't see Kenny. And that boy, I knew he wasn't going to last here. Not in this world. You take Kenny, you put him in this world. What is that like? That's like Earth showing up to a Saturn game, a bunch of Saturns around with the rings and shit, and Earth shows up to a party. All the Saturns are like, what? All the Saturn bitches even are like, who this motherfucker, Well, it's gotta be black. For me it is, because black's got soul, baby. People think I'm being racist or making fun. No, I don't make fun. I fucking lift you up and make sure that you, every one of you, every planets, people, I don't give a fuck, alligators, this hand, it's a good hand, by the way, it's my right hand, protects me and does things to me. You know what I'm saying? At least after puberty. So now back to Kenny Z. Puberty to Kenny Z. That motherfucker's 39-year-old adolescence. So no, he was up above. We were up above Baker's Ranch, and I was pretty fucking stupid back then. I was young. I was in my 20s, and I was high. We were high, and I go, I've never let Kenny ride one of my bikes. I think, no, that motherfucker stole a bike one time when I was passed out drunk. And yet he confessed like 2 years later. I think he forgot about it is what happened. Kenny wasn't one to fucking have a guilty conscience about anything. Hence, why the motherfucker spent 60 days out of prison from the age of 25 to the age of 39 to his graduation day. There's graduation day on Earth, which is you look down at a piece of paper that you spent 4 goddamn motherfucking years just toiling over for this goddamn fucking piece of paper. What's this gonna do? Oh, that's a bachelor's degree. Really? This is what I do. This is why I cried blood, sweat, and tears. Lived on. Oh, you wouldn't want me to do a fucking acceptance speech for my bachelor's degree. I'd get up there. I would make this fake ass motherfucking speech all the way through all the rehearsals, all the universities are aware of that. I'm going to make a speech that starts out with, my father was a cattle rancher. And that's the only part I'm going to use on my real speech on graduation night down there, Golden One Center Arena, downtown Sacramento, where fucking, do you know Golden One Center Arena? Not that I'm going all over the place on stories here. Golden One Center Arena. They're putting the Golden One Center Arena in downtown Sacramento. I lived in fucking Auburn at the time. I lived 25 miles out of Sacramento. I never left. I was actually kind of pissed because I was in a band. I was in bands at the time, and heavily involved in the Sacramento music scene. Not heavily involved, but quite involved. I always thought Sacramento was a shithole my whole entire fucking life. I'm from the foothills, from the sticks, baby. And every time I've ever went to Sac, I think it was fear more than anything. Fear is what drives hate. You cannot. Fear is a boat. No, I'm sorry. Hate is a boat. It's just a little rowboat. And sometimes hate's a goddamn motherfucking battleship with cannons on it, you know. Or it could be a little raft. I can put this knife on. My knife, this knife I made. Homemade knives. I make homemade knives, by the way. Stagecoach, Nevada, baby. It's the name of the company, really. No, I can't name the company that. Can I? Can I do that? That's all I'm going to put on my knives is Stagecoach, Nevada. You know why? Because my grandpappy, I met him once, in Maui. He's Portuguese, though. Full-blooded Portuguese boy. They got a huge community in Maui and all that. Because you get off the plane, Hawaiian vacation. And the dude's from fucking probably Michigan or something. He's like 42. You know, just him and the wife. The wife's been fucking nagging him for fucking 15 years. Honey, I thought when we fell in love. You remember that night sitting in your 78 Nova, baby? You listen to me, baby. You know, I'm doing a woman right now. My nephew said, I thought you were doing a gay guy. No, I was doing a fucking woman, you asshole. Were you even paying attention to the video? He said, no, I'm sick of your videos, uncle. I go, I know, nephew, I'm sorry, I got to expose you to that shit. He rides with me 500 miles a week. We commute together, so I try to regulate the shit that my social media shit, because he's got his own fucking universe to deal with. He's definitely got his own universe. Love you, bubs. But it's going to be serious now. My grandpappy told me, I've only met my grandpappy once. I was 4 years old. And no, I'm not still 4 years old, Donovan. I was this many years old with this knife. Why? Because my parents were old. They were done having kids when I was born. I got to do what I wanted to do because they didn't pay attention anymore. They probably, I think that's one of my sons. He might make it. I don't know. I really don't give a shit. I got four of them motherfuckers now. I couldn't imagine having 4. Can you imagine having 9 kids and not lose your fucking mind? You know, when I was a kid, I saw the fucking news, dude. I couldn't believe it. I was about 7 or 8. I just happened to pay attention to TV. I don't know where the fuck my mom was. I raised myself when I was a kid. My mother, we didn't get along very well, but she wasn't around a lot when I was a kid, which was awesome. It was just me on this mountain. Because I told her, you don't divorce us, because she was never home. Which was good, because when she was home, It was basically an 8-year-old, and in this ring, standing at 3 foot. How old are you when a boy's 8? How old are you when a boy's 8? That is there. I'm gonna have to call Guinness Book of Record-breaking stupidness. That was what Dr. Ellison would have called record-breaking stupid. How old are you when you're 8 years old? I meant to say, how tall are you when you're 8 years old? Okay, damn it. How tall are you when you're 8 years old? I Google it, but I'm using my phone camera, and you can't do anything else with your phone when the camera's running. You can do everything else while everything else is running on every other app, except for some reason the camera's special. I didn't mean to talk about you that way. I'm sorry. I'm just glad you're talking to me again. Look, I know. You're a kid. I know you're not important. You're not insignificant anymore. Because 1963, you were so hot, man. Stanley Kubrick, before he even was Stanley Kubrick, was running around New York City with the camera because he scored this job with Look magazine. Did you know that? Do you even know who Stanley Kubrick is? Not you, Cameron, but the people watching. I have a. Okay, let me tell you guys something. I thought I had a lot of issues with camera here, and I was driving. Sorry, I gotta pick my nose real quick. I was driving through. I'm too late. I already did on camera, didn't I? I was driving through Dayton, Nevada, which once was a nice little silver mining community, not hurting nobody. Dayton, Nevada was mining their own goddamn business. And, can we get some more light in here, please? Light, just any light, some type of light. I'm not moving that fucking phone, man. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to talk to you about that way, smartphone. See, there's the smartphone, and smartphones are, I mean, you ever watch a toddler, like a 1.5-year-old child, just slowly develop that personality, go from and shitting everywhere, and, you know, fucking fountains at Caesars Las Vegas and parking lot, and more shitting and more noise. That's what happens when you have children. Noise. That's why do you think rich men who control the whole fucking lot, why do you think toddlers and children don't even fucking, they'll see their dad periodically, here and there, you know? My dad, I didn't see him enough, ever. He wasn't around going, oh, I saw you, Dad. Fuck no, he's out there taking care of the fucking ranch. That's what my dad did when I was a toddler. You know, I was big enough to make it out there, 4 years old. So what's this, nature? Out on the fucking ranch. And then, you know, I learned quick. You want to know why I learned quick certain things? Why was I so good at Kung Fu when I was fucking 10, 11, 12? Full contact fucking football, sports, Pop Warner. Why? Because I learned at an early age. Watch where the fuck you're going. Watch where you're standing. You don't want to know why? Because when I was 4 years old, my dad took me out with him. That was probably my first few times out on the ranch in the truck, and just going over fucking, whoa, over the fuck, this ain't no road, Dad. I know, son, it's a goddamn cattle ranch. He's laughing. Hand me one of them Coors, boy. My fucking day off. Thank you, sir. Freedom, goddammit. That's freedom, not fucking meep. Oh god, I'm ready for my fucking 14th doctor's appointment this week because I'm so fucked up. No, that's not freedom. I'm sorry, folks. That's not freedom. We used to have cousins come up to Grass Valley, California from San Jose, California, and Cupertino in the Bay Area before the cops and criminals and gangsters took over, back in the good old days, the early 70s. And I'd watch these fucking people, they're my cousins or whoever the fuck they are, because our family reached this far, you know, and I don't reach back out because I'm a fucking hermit. I just disappeared from society, disappeared from a large sector of my family for reasons, because I can't stand being around these motherfuckers. They're just mainstream society, modern society. I'm sorry. the things I say come out of my mouth, and I try to gauge my shit too. And some of the things I say come out of my mouth, they look at me in horror, like, "Oh my God, why would you? Didn't you call the police? Are you fucking serious, motherfucker?" Dude, if I dialed 9 and a 1 after 9, this finger would go up in fucking flames. I would do it to save someone's life, probably, I don't know. Or haul their asses to ER and fucking dump them off. And just fucking hit the pedal. That's what we did in the 80s, If somebody got fucked up, and we didn't have a fucking protocol in the 80s. I have a protocol now, but none of us. I ran with a group of boys since I was 5th grade. If somebody got fucked up a little too bad in a fight, they were either left there, or if somebody had a heart, or knew the guy, and it happened one night, thank God I wasn't there, but my nephew Mikey fucked this dude up, and this guy's a punk. I know I've ran into him recently because some of my boys these days, I don't hang out with nobody now, but my boys in California, I look over and this motherfucker's there, and I haven't seen him in 15 years, and I'm like, fuck, because he's, when you're in, you're in. But back in fucking the 80s, late 80s, I think I was tweaked out at somebody's place, and there was a kegger party at the Trails. I was 19, 20. I didn't give a fuck about that anymore. The Trails that was our fucking little gangster hangout when we were 15, and that we own that. You come through there, you better just keep moving, unless you're, if you're cool. You say, "Hey, I got some weed, I got some beer, you guys want to drink some beers," then you're cool. So you just roll in there thinking you're somebody, this is the Trails, bro. There ain't nobody out here. There's no cell phones back then. You can scream all you want. It was the 80s. You can yell and scream, but if you start any shit out here, well, at least while we're here, rock and roll, baby. Heavy metal concerts. I'm not saying we were anybody. We weren't. We were teenagers. But in our minds, we were the shit. Which is, it can lead to fun, and it can also lead to, juvenile hall or jail when you're 18. But anyhow, Mikey is Italian Sicilian. He's my nephew by marriage. My brother married his mother. Mikey was only a year younger than me. We went to high school together. I remember going that first day of high school because we went to continuation school, which was from my place. Mikey would leave Bell Road, walk across the trails, through the trails, and link up with me in Auburn Greens. Usually I was still in bed, and fucking, I hear a whoa at my door. I'm sleeping. It was the equivalent of 11th grade for me. It was 0th grade in reality, but because I told mainstream high school in 10th grade, fuck you. Do you know? Let me tell you something. Do you know where our fucking, I realized this recently. I kind of knew it, but I really full circled it and closed that block recently. What do we got, 18 minutes? Close that lock for me on this subject. Do you know where there are two kinds of people in this world? There are come here, you fuck. There are these people. Okay? They plug right in. See that? They just plug, they do what they say. They conform. What's going on here? We're conforming. Okay? Alright? See that? You have order. 100% order. I have order. I have a lot of order in my life. My nephew, Bubs, was surprised one time we were driving down the road. He goes, "Wait a minute. Do I detect a semblance of order in you?" And I looked over and I said, "My dear nephew, of course there's order. You gotta have some order. If there was zero order in my life, well, you'd be sitting next to a man probably covered in his own feces. Son," I call him son. He's son to me. My brother, his father's inside cooking breakfast. I'm fucking late for breakfast. He's probably waiting for me to fucking show up and make some coffee and do some bullshit. But there's these people like this, okay? You conform. And then there's people like this. Who would you rather fight? This piece of plastic with a little bit of metal, a little tiny bit of copper and brass, just to make sure it all works right inside. It's an electronic device. What would you rather fight, this or that? Which one would you rather fight? This is a little version of these knives, so shut the hell up. But what would you rather fight? This? Hi, I'm conforming. Or this? Hey, motherfucker, you're in my goddamn fucking way. And no, I'm not coming with you, and no, I don't need to fucking show you any documentation, because I'm a fucking American, motherfucker. I still believe in freedom. We got redcoats. We have 1 million redcoats that are documented, and those are members of law enforcement. And we have our own version of King George, except it's way fucking worse. Way worse. This is far worse than King George could ever imagine to be. King George didn't have AI. If you ain't scared now, or well, not scared, fuck fear. Fear is a tool. Fear is what says, hey dipshit, you're a little too close to the fucking edge. It's 500 feet down. You will most likely either lose your life or spend the rest of your fucking life on life support, which didn't exist back in the good old days. So, do you know where society finds out and the rebels find out? Do you know what intersection in life for a human being? At least in America. Do you know where that intersection exists? Where is that intersection? When I went to, I'm not going to name the high school because I have respect for the high school. I have respect for the spirit itself of all the kids that went to that school. That's why I would never put these guys out there, but I will say, you need to find out that bad, you'll find out. I need to say that the high school I attended from freshman year, 1983 to, I don't know, 85? Yeah, 85 I think is when I finally said, yeah, this shit ain't for me. And I was old enough, strong enough, big enough. I was 15 years old. When I was 15, it's funny because my mother, I raised myself my mother was an LVN. She was a night nurse and a gambling addict. She didn't know she was a gambling addict. Do you know what her medium of gambling was? Where do a bunch of little old ladies and some little old men, maybe old lonely men who discover that, oh shit, if I go here every Tuesday night, or over this church or Grange Hall Fairgrounds every Wednesday night, or here, or fucking, I can meet women because I'm fucking 72 and I'm lonely. My wife just fucking, god damn it. I just had a fucking, what do you call that? An epiphany. Yeah, it's almost like I just felt every lonely man's. And my wife Myrtle just passed away last year, and I miss her and I love her. And a lot of loneliness out there, people. A lot of lonely ladies. There's a lot of lonely dudes out there, man. I don't bet they're making a mistake, because women can be just they can turn your life into a fuck. Women can turn a lonely man's life, which is peaceful and lonely. It's lonely, but peaceful. And the son of a bitch can keep busy enough throughout the day to where he doesn't totally fucking fall into darkness and depression. Let me get to the point. Where does modern society and the rebels meet right now? It used to be on the battlefield. Now, it's at, you go to high school. I noticed this when I was young. I just would walk into the front office of our high school. I grew up in Forest Hill. I was a kid in Forest Hill, California. I went from it. My mother moved us from Forest Hill when I was 14, right before the rebellious age. Right before. For me, it came late. I know kids. There's kids who fucking love. I know 10-year-old kids, boys who smashed out windows, burned down houses. Fucking, it's escalating. for a reason. Kids are getting, girls are getting pregnant younger and boys are going and getting locked up in jail at younger age. Well, no shit, motherfucker. It's written. It's written that way. It's the acceleration is planned. They want to hurl us straight into fucking. I mean, I'm not even gonna tell you what the ink pen's been doing in the Oval Office in the past couple months. You can find out yourself. Now, I'm not going to name any names. You don't need a name. Trump, Biden, Gerald Ford, Nixon. What? You ever seen a store manager at Safeway? Again, let me get to the point. When I would 1983, mostly 1984. It's fucking funny. 1984. Good album and a good novel written by George Orwell. Is it George Orwell? Yeah, Orwell. Or you go into the well. Do as we say, or you go down into the well. Orwell. Or what? Orwell. That's what. So, 1984, yeah. I was a fucking sophomore. By then, let's see, I started partying. That's what kind of did it for me, too. I started partying. I started drinking during the summer of 84, baby. First time I got drunk, I was on Ocean Beach, California, in San Diego. Southern California, well, I lived in Northern California in the 80s, but just spending the summer of 1984 in San Diego and running with my boy, Mark Hart. My sister it was my sister's old man at the time. I spent the summer down there, and then I fell in love and begged my mother because this bitch didn't give me any pussy. I'd never been laid yet. I was 15. You know what? I'll say it right here. I've been laid. I didn't get laid till I was 18. I was like, should I really be doing this on social media? Fuck yeah! I'm gonna do this for all you motherfuckers out there who's got to kind of hang out with your boy. It's the 40-year-old version. That's real shit, but it's 40-year-old because it's a movie and it's funny. But in reality, I've been that guy, and I didn't lose my shit. I didn't get my willy stinky. Willie didn't get stinky. Willie got a lot of Rosie. Willie and Rosie were well acquainted all the way to 18. Well, shit, I'm 56 now. Fuck, they ain't no strangers. Hell no. I mean, it's the cycle has slowed down. It's like now it's like shut on. You kind of, you shifting gears with the motor off and just kind of, grab the throttle and just make sure it's the throttle cable still, and then go back inside, roll over, go to sleep. That's what you do in your 50s. And then sometimes there is those times. It's like, God, I gotta get home quick. Holy shit, what's happening? Like, what is happening to me? And you get home and you're ready to fucking batting for the Mets. Number 69. Oh, he's hitting right-handed this side. He's on the right side of the fucking home plate. All right. Damn, he must have not been up to bat in 3 days, 5 days. He's packing a 5-day load, folks, and a swing and a miss. He's edging. He's gonna edge that bitch. He's gonna edge it. Edger. The whole crowd's all Edger, Edger, and his nicknames, Redger the Edger. So where does society meet? Let me get to the point here. 28 goddamn minutes just to fucking get to a point. What's wrong with me? Need coffee? Anyhow, Jesus Christ. My fucking brother's making... I gotta get out of here. My brother's making breakfast. He's probably pissed by now.